you looking for a home decor project that is quick, easy, cozy, and can elevate your space? Today we're making a Tealight wall hanging that could work in any space. It could work in the kitchen, in the living room. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button and let's dive in. This is a simple project. There's not many tools and materials needed. Today we're starting with 3 pieces of 10 gauge wire, which is about 51 inches or 130 centimeters. You could also use one 10 gauge for the main frame and then 2 12 gauge for the accents if you want to give your hands a little bit of a rest. And then of course a Tealight holder with a Tealight, and then my usual supplies, which are mini bolt cutters, round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, a steel block for hammering, a hammer, and something to block out the noise because hammering can be quite loud. Let's get started. If you're anything like me, you love doing home decor projects or DIYs that are quick and easy so that you're not coming back multiple days to do the home decor. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a spiral for the bottom to hold in the Tealight. And this can be a wide spiral just to go around the base. Oops. To hold the Tealight. And there we go. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can hammer it or not. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to flatten it out a bit and then test it on my Tealight. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to take the rest of it and we're just going to wrap it around the Tealight. So hold on to the bottom of it like that and wrap it around without hitting yourself or your eyes. There we go. And I've made probably 3 wraps. I want to keep it fairly big because I want the spiral on the top here to have enough space. So that's probably pretty good. And now you can set it aside. And you're going to bend this wire upwards, like, oops, perpendicular, like that. Oh, my wire is not working for me today, but that's okay. There might be a few kinks in this, so I might have a little bit of a issue turning it into a spiral, but you just always work with what you have. And these are wire scraps. Now, my first spiral is going to have a big loop in the center, and that is for putting a nail through it to hang it on the wall. And then I'm going to make a fairly closed spiral. I love the closed spirals, but the thing with closed spirals is you use a whole lot more copper wire than if you have open spirals. So if you don't have a ton of copper wire, open spirals would work too. Sometimes I just love the look of the closed spiral. So that's what we're doing today. And this is the main frame of the piece, like that. And now that it's big enough, I can just use my hand. And sometimes it just works better using your hand when you're doing the spiral like that. See, I would have even loved it a bigger spiral, but this is working out fine. And then I'm going to leave some space right here so that I can put my other spirals. So I'm going to straighten this out. So bend it this way just to make it straight like that. And then we're going to put this aside. And we're just going to leave that on the side. And now we're working with the next 2, which are the accent pieces. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to do spirals on each side now of these ones. Oh, the wire is hitting things, so sorry if that affects the microphone. I will try and fix that in post, but it isn't always possible. And then we just move this And we're creating two identical pieces that we're going to add on to the main frame. There we go. This one's actually going rather nicely. I don't see any kinks in the wire, so we're doing okay so far. I'm going to stop it there just so that I make sure I have enough wire to do the spiral on the opposite end. And we can meet in the center. That's what we'll probably do. So now we're doing the other side. Oh, my wire isn't cooperating today like it usually does, but that's okay. I work with what I have. There we go. And once the spiral is started, I'm going to use my hands. Oh, that's probably too small. No, I can do it like that, and just making the spiral. Now these are going to, we're going to hammer these quite a bit to have a nice flat feature. Oh, good. We have lots of wire here to work with. So we're just, and again, we're going to have a space. So this one needs to be bigger now. And it doesn't, one can be bigger than the other, one can be smaller. It's how you prefer the design. Okay, I'm just testing this out. Perfect, and I think I could do a little bit bigger. Okay, and then we're putting that one aside too, and we're doing the exact same thing to the third wire. And I always do this, I design as I go. I sort of have a rough idea when I start this tutorial, and then it just, the design happens as I go. Many of you on my Facebook page have said that you want to learn how to make your own designs. I mean, of course, that just takes practice, but the other thing is walk around your house and find a problem, and then look for a solution and how you can make it. And then that's how I come up with my designs. Not that, you know, there's a problem and I need extra candlelight lighting. That's just home decor. But yeah, just start envisioning how you would like to create the product. Okay, we're doing the opposite side now. There we go. Okay, so we're almost done. And now I'm working with my hands. Ooh, this one's a nice tight one. And if I'm working with my hands, I'm using both. I'm pushing this wire in and I'm turning it. I think working with 10 gauge wire, you just have to learn the technique, because it is true. It is pretty hard, even if you're working with soft 10 gauge wire. But if you learn the techniques, the tricks, then it's easier to work with. There we go. Moving this around, we're almost there. And you see, because I use recycled wire, you can see there's little curves here. We're just going to try and straighten them a little bit. And again, we work with what we have. So we'll compare that to the other side for now. That looks good. And now we're on to hammering. And this is going to be quite a hammer. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this just to get them nice and flat. We'll see in a minute. Okay, and now I just am taking a minute to decide. I can move this aside. I'm taking a minute to decide where I want the wrap to be going. And I have a pleasant surprise that I didn't see this, but there's kind of a heart shape in the bottom. So I'm very excited. So we're going to use this beginner tip that I've been using for a while, which works rather well. Just so when you wrap wires together, sometimes it can be frustrating. You can also use a vise if you have one, but because not everyone has a vise, you can get a vise off my website, by the way. I have affiliate links. Because not everyone has a vise, we use clear tape just to hold it together while we're wire wrapping. And that will just make it easier and less stressful. So just taking a moment here. This one has to be open a little more like that so that they can wire wrap together perfectly. And this one is going to be awkward. There, let's see if I can get this around the wire. I'm going to start with one and then the other. There, just holding it in place. Oops, that didn't work. Hold on. Less tape. Okay, and I am just wrapping this around here just to hold it in place. There we go. In fact, the heart shape has kind of been lost, so I'm going to push this out a little bit more like that. Make that in. Push this out a little more. Okay, and then we're doing the other side. So I'm going to push this out a little more, straighten here. Okay, and doing another wrap. Perfect. Okay. This one's a little bit more, a little harder than some of my other wraps in, but as soon as I get it, it'll be fine. There we go. Okay, and the clear tape is going to be covered by my 16 gauge wire. So now that I've wrapped it, I'm going to reshape this. So I'm putting my hand here and just pulling this one out. There, like that. Good. Okay, and now we're going to take 16 gauge wire and we're going to wrap the center there. Okay. Here we go. So I'm starting on the bottom. Actually, I'm starting on the top. I'm going all the way up to the top of the wire, or of the tape. And that's where I'm going to start. And once you get started, you can also hold it in place with your pliers. There we go. And now I'm going to readjust later. Right now it's all just about wrapping and getting it sturdy. So here we go. Perfect. I'm just going to squeeze them closed a bit so you can't see any of the tape. Like that. And continue wrapping. And let's see where it'll take me. This is looking so cute. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. And then I'm just going to wrap another one around the top here. There we go. And squeezing everything together. Perfect. And then just cutting off the extra up top here, flattening it. Okay, and cutting off the extra here, making it nice and smooth. Okay, and now that it's done, you can see it's a little wonky. So now we're going to reshape it and we're going to see what works. So I'm pulling this out again. And I've noticed that one is a little higher than the other. So now that it's out, I'm going to just go like that. There we go. And just take a moment to reshape until you really like it. Oh my goodness, that turned out so pretty. I absolutely love it. It is actually not the design I had 100% thought of in the beginning, but I love this more. I can't wait to hang it on my wall. What are your thoughts? Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. We have lots more home decor and jewelry making to come.